The battle for Kepler Prime had raged for 3 standard cycles, and Commander Vex of the Galactic Defense Coalition knew they were losing. His elongated fingers trembled as he reviewed the tactical display, watching red markers advance across the holographic battlefield. The Void Swarm had consumed 17 worlds in as many days, their biomechanical ships leaving nothing but empty husks where thriving colonies once stood. "Sir, the outer perimeter has fallen," reported Lieutenant Kale, her crystalline skin reflecting the emergency lighting that bathed the command center in crimson hues. Estimated time until they breach the inner defenses is 4 hours. Vex closed his multiple eyes and tried to ignore the weight of failure pressing down on his shoulders. The coalition represented 43 species, each contributing their finest warriors and most advanced technology. Yet none of it mattered against an enemy that consumed everything in its path, growing stronger with each victory. The Void Swarm defied classification. They were neither fully organic nor mechanical, but something far worse. A hybrid nightmare that adapted to every weapon, countered every strategy, and learned from every defeat. Their ships pulsed with dark energy, and their soldiers moved with the coordinated precision of a hive mind while maintaining the cunning of individual predators. "Any word from the outer colonies?" Vex asked, though he already knew the answer. "Negative, sir. Communications went dark 6 hours ago. We have to assume Rigel Station and New Haven are gone." The command center fell silent except for the steady beeping of failing systems. Vex had sent evacuation orders to every world in this sector, but transport ships moved slowly compared to the swarm's relentless advance. Millions would die before rescue arrived. Then something impossible happened. "Sir," called out Ensign Drake, his voice cracking with disbelief. "I'm detecting new contacts on the edge of the system. Multiple ships, unknown configuration." Vex straightened, in his command chair. "Show me." The main display shifted to show the outer rim of the Kepler system. Dozens of vessels materialized from hyperspace, sleek, angular ships that looked primitive compared to Coalition technology. They were smaller than expected, their hulls scarred and patched, bearing markings in languages Vex didn't recognize. "Are they refugees?" asked Kale. "Negative," Drake replied, his tentacles dancing across his console. "These ships are moving in formation, weapons are powered. Sir, they're heading straight for the Void Swarm's main force." Vex studied the tactical display with growing amazement. The newcomers had arrived between the Swarm and Kepler Prime, positioning themselves as a shield rather than fleeing to safety. Their ships were outnumbered 10-1, their technology appeared inferior, yet they advanced without hesitation. "Open a channel," Vex ordered. Static filled the air before a voice came through, speaking in heavily accented Coalition standard. "This is Captain Reed of the Terran Expeditionary Fleet. We received your distress signal. Hold your position. We're taking point." "Terran?" Kale whispered. "I've never heard of that species." Neither had Vex, but he activated his communicator anyway. "Unknown vessel, this is Commander Vex of the Coalition Defense Fleet. You're flying into a massacre. The Void Swarm has destroyed everything in their path. Recommend immediate withdrawal." "Oh," different voice responded, female and carrying the same strange accent. "Commander, this is Admiral Park. We appreciate the warning, but we don't do withdrawals. All Coalition forces fall back to defensive positions and let us work." Before Vex could protest, the Terran ships opened fire. Their weapons were crude. Compared to Coalition plasma arrays, simple kinetic projectiles and primitive energy beams. Yet something was wrong with the Swarm's response. The alien ships that had shrugged off the Coalition's most advanced weaponry began taking damage. "How are they doing that?" Kale breathed. Drake's console chimed frantically. "Sir, I'm analyzing their weapon signatures. The Terrans are using multiple incompatible technologies simultaneously. Projectile weapons, beam weapons, explosive devices, some kind of chemical warheads. The Swarm's adaptive defenses can't adjust to so many different attack vectors at once." Vex watched in stunned silence as the small Terran fleet carved through the Void Swarm's vanguard. But numbers told the story. For every Swarm ship destroyed, 2 more emerged from the dark nebula beyond. The humans were skilled, but they were still vastly outnumbered. Then the real battle began. More Terran ships appeared, hundreds of them, each one unique in design and armament. Some were massive dreadnoughts bristling with weapons, others were nimble fighters that danced between enemy fire. What struck Vex most was their complete lack of uniformity. Where coalition fleets moved with coordinated precision, the humans fought like a pack of wild predators, each ship captain making independent decisions while somehow maintaining overall cohesion. They're not following any tactical doctrine I recognize, reported Kale. It's like they're making it up as they go. No, Vex corrected, understanding beginning to dawn. They're using every tactical doctrine simultaneously. Look at their formations. That's Rigelian star pattern mixed with Alteran wolf pack hunting, combined with something I've never seen before. The humans had done something no other species had ever attempted. Instead of developing a single, military tradition, they had studied everyone else's and integrated the best elements into their own chaotic, unpredictable style. The Void Swarm's adaptive intelligence couldn't counter an enemy that changed tactics faster than it could adapt. But it was more than just strategy. As Vex watched the battle unfold, he saw something that made his blood run cold with recognition. The humans fought with a desperation he understood all too well. The desperate fury of beings who had nothing left to lose. "Sir," Drake called, out, his voice filled with wonder. "The swarm is retreating. I've never seen them retreat before." Indeed, the biomechanical nightmares were pulling back, their ships disappearing into the dark nebula from which they had emerged. The battle for Kepler Prime was over, and against all odds the defenders had won. Captain Reed's voice crackled over the communicator. "Commander Vex, this is the Terran fleet. System secured. We'll maintain patrol while you evacuate your wounded." "Captain," Vex replied, still struggling to process what he had witnessed. "How did you know to come here? How did you know how to fight them?" There was a long pause before Reed answered, and when he did, his voice carried a weight that Vex recognized, the voice of someone who had seen too much. "Because, Commander, they came to our worlds first. We've been fighting the Void Swarm for 20 years. We're all that's left of humanity, and we've got nowhere else to run. So we learned to fight instead." The struggle had seemed finished, the galaxy doomed to fall before an unstoppable enemy. But humanity's front line had arrived, bringing with them something the Void Swarm had never encountered before, a species with nothing left to lose and everything to prove. The real war was just beginning.